Alright, welcome back friends to another Age of Mythology Retold match. I am playing, of course, as Isis. My intention is to play the first 100 episodes of The War Room, which is, for those of you new, it's where I break down my own matches, see what I did wrong, see what I did well, see what I can improve on for the purpose of getting better. In this match, I'm going to be playing against another Zeus player by the name of Dragon Slayer 696969. Classy name. I initially fuck up my build order. I'm supposed to get 8 wood, and I built the granary thinking that it would allow me to drop off the wood. I feel like I remembered reading that somehow that it worked that way. It of course does not work that way. So I had to like move it all the way over here, and then this guy came over here, and I had to run it back this way. So just a little bit of mishaps in the beginning. But I do have my priest control grouped, and I'm going to be getting him around the map scouting and putting down some obelisks. See what our friend over here is doing. Using his Katasuka post to get some scouting. Nothing too crazy. I do see there are some initial relics here, and I'm going to want to be grabbing those as quickly as possible, considering that they're around the map very close to me. Now let me see, does he have some on his side? He has 1 on his side. What is this? Counter infantry. That's kind of nice. But we have villagers train faster. That's going to be a priority for me. Town and village centers cost less and generate favor. Love that. And temple improvements are cheaper. Very cool. So got some obelisks coming down. I have built the monument close to the granary. In previous practice sessions against the computer, I kind of built it a little farther, and then going back and forth between the monument and granary to get up enough favor for Flood of the Nile ended up being a pain in the ass, so that's definitely something I've learned since playing in my practice sessions. Just to practice this build order. I'm just continuing to practice fast heroic unless I get a water map, in which case I will practice swapping over to doing the water build from Deities of Death. I'm going to plug them again because they're so great. There's actually an overlay you can use in combination with the Deities of Death. They actually link it up to you in their at their website. You need to download a third-party application that's free, and it lists it there. I forget what it's called. Basically what it does is it keeps one application on your computer on top of the screen no matter what. So you're going to use that to pop the overlay on. So right now while I'm playing all this, it's not going to be showing it to you because I've since closed it. Maybe I can not have it closed. So that's showing like about right here, and that's telling me what build order to do. So instead of having to tab out, tab in, I can just look at that, minimize it if I need to. I don't. And then when I'm done with that step, I can just click a little arrow and it'll go to the next step, and I can just kind of keep that balanced while I'm also playing the game. Very, very, very helpful. So if you're a new player, definitely take advantage of that resource. It is pretty awesome. Got my temple built up. I've been playing around with the idea of just taking 1 off of the temple, so 1 less gold, to then build up all my houses. I think this is good. Maybe I should take a food villager. What I'm going to do after aging up is to put everything onto food and get up to 800 as fast as possible, so maybe it's better that I use gold instead. I also have been playing around with the idea of taking 1 off of food and putting it onto wood. I'm not sure. But the idea of this build is to go fast heroic as quickly as possible, and then use your opening Sphinx, Scorpion Man, to then put pressure along with Ancestor's Eclipse on the enemy's economy. So he's very sad that I got all these relics. He came here to snipe some, but I got all 3 already, which is really nice. That's going to be some extra favor generation, villagers training faster, town centers generating favor. What was this one again? Right, temple achievements being cheaper as well. He's going to be right behind me aging up. I'm sending my Sphinx just to get some information. I don't want to send him over until I am aging up and close to aging up to age 3. Especially against a Zeus player. You want to keep the Sphinx alive. But the Zeus player, if he sees that Sphinx, he can just bolt the shit out of it. So, you know, spoiler alert, that ends up fucking happening. And it's pretty brutal. I'm like, fuck. So then I have to... I don't know if I build another Sphinx, or maybe I just send my Scorpion Man over there. I can't remember. I think I built another Sphinx. So I'm doing a great job at putting all the obelisks up. He's going to be sending his Jason over here to whack them down, like a good Greek player should. I did put some damage using my Sphinx onto the Kataskopos. Minotaur's coming up as well. So I got it down quite a bit. He's going to make the mistake of sending him back at some point. There we go. He's going to be sending him back to whack on this obelisk. We're going to clean him up shortly. Jason's continuing to come up. Beat all my obelisks down. Deny my vision. I saw the Minotaur was over here, and I had a priest, so I thought maybe I'd just send these guys over here. Let's see where exactly he moved that. He sent him up over here. Okay. So I don't actually end up chasing him down. I'm just like, whatever. Let's leave it in here. No. I send it over here to deal with this guy. That's what I do. I remember now. So now my intent is to get up to 800 as fast as possible. Now I have pickaxe. I did research husbandry, which just for herdables, it doesn't improve the carry capacity. And this guy here acts as... Okay, no. The Flood of the Nile acts as one food villager. Sacred Cats improves my huntable, so I am good in using one gold villager to build. Yeah, so... Initially one gold villager, and then replace him with another gold villager. I'm not sure, because I want somebody on lumber as well. But maybe that's something to do as I'm aging up. This is just rearranged to put some on lumber. But I want a lot on prosperity, so I don't know. I'll have to figure that out with the builder. I want somebody on wood at some point, so I can start putting down some siege towers and stuff a lot earlier. So prosperity going off. Sending my priests around the map still, just to put... no, I'm not doing that. Sorry, excuse me. I'm putting the Sphinx around to get ready to cast this Ancestor's Eclipse. So I'm trying to find like a worthy target. Something to keep in mind earlier is maybe putting down obelisks closer to the enemy's base to see what he's doing, because I only need to know really where my next hunt and my next gold patch is. I don't necessarily need all this information on the map. It's nice, but it's not critical. So I think in the future, I'm going to have my initial priest come out to put obelisks down around the enemy base so I can get information on where his shit's at. And then have the other priest, the second priest. Yeah, I did train another Sphinx. I must have, because he bolted something earlier. So, he immediately garrisons his units. He's counterattacking me here with a couple heroes and a Minotaur. I'm going to be breaking this tower down and getting some good damage on these villagers. Let's see how many I can actually take down. It's a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6. So not bad. Maybe 7, 6, 7. Nah, I missed that one. That was bad. I got another one there though. So my Scorpion Man, this is kind of a mistake. Didn't really need to do that. I could have just brought my Pharaoh. No, my Pharaoh's building a Migdol. This is fine. Getting watchtowers would be an acceptable response here. I do end up cleaning this up with the barracks. Continuing to deal lots of damage. Look how much damage that's doing to the town center. Kind of crazy. So that was good. Some good economic damage. 23 to 22 villagers. We've essentially stabilized. He's still on one town center. Yep. But I've dealt some pretty good damage to him. Got my Migdol up. My barracks up. Some idling here. This makes me very sad. Please, fix it. Fix it. Too much idling. There we go. Okay. A lot on gold. So I need to be transporting some villagers onto food here. I don't know if I do berries and then herdables, or if I should do herdables and then berries. Not quite sure. How much does Sacred Cats work on the berries? Let me see. Plus 10%. Okay, not too bad then. Now this felt like a big map compared to the other maps I played. This felt like a huge space. So I'm gonna be trying to put my siege works close up to his base. Another mistake in hindsight that I kind of made. I'm gonna snipe this. Yeah, nice. Another mistake that I've made is not putting enough barracks down sooner. And I am floating a lot of gold. So I should maybe think about getting another town center perhaps, or just putting more barracks down, just getting more, putting more units on this. Also, way too many units on gold here. I should be putting more onto wood and food, so that's a kind of poor job on my part for distributing these guys. Hopefully I fix that shortly. I see the error of my ways. Sending my priest back out to put these obelisks up once more. And getting ready to do a little raid. Seeing what I can do here. I want to separate the axemen, because they're a little bit slower, I believe. 4.3 compared to the 5.3 and the 6. Wow, camels are so fast. I still have not separated these guys yet, which is a big blunder, because I'm just sitting on so much gold. And what I need is wood for the siege towers, and I need food to make more units. So this is kind of a mistake on my part. He's going to be sending his heroes out with a little force of Toxotos just to break down all my obelisks, which is very frustrating. I like having all the vision. And I'm just gearing up to do a nice little attack over here, as I already have. So I've taken my Sphinx and the Camel Riders just to harass his wood line, put some idle time on there. I'm trying to get all these speedy units together, myth units and Camel Riders, to keep harassing him. Researching the Crow Sphinx just to make these a little bit better. And the funeral rites, so when my guys die, I will be able to get some gold back. 5 gold and 8 gold for the heroes. Oh, wait a minute. It's 8 gold, period. That's pretty nice. I don't know why I thought that said 5. Maybe it increases as you age up. Not quite sure. So going back in, he's trying to build another watchtower. Harassing him. Causing some idle time. I'm still ahead in villagers. And I'm just going to come back out of here. Now, I know he's bashing shit down over here, so I'm going to want at some point to send a little task force over there. I still am very, very... Like, this is such a huge mistake. I didn't realize how glaring a mistake it was while I was playing. Eventually, I realized, like, holy fuck, I got a lot on gold. But that realization, that epiphany needed to have happened a lot sooner. So, but I am fixing it here. Correcting it, grabbing this hunt. Starting to rearrange some things. Balance out my workers. I think I have a little bit too much on food now. I should put some on wood here. Okay, now I'm realizing that his gold is almost empty from what I saw last time I was raiding him. Only 500 left. And I know his only real options are this one, which I'm nearby, so I don't need to worry about, and this one. So I'm going to try to lock down this guy. Now, he's pushing up here, harassing me, denying these walls coming up, so I'm going to be sending the majority of my forces just to silence this, quell this, while I continue to try to rally in units up here. These barracks are so far away. The temple, the Migdal, everything is so far away, and to send everything up here, it's just very inefficient. So I'm going to be wanting to put some more military buildings down at some point. So, getting more vision down. I'm going to be cleaning up these heroes. These Sphinx are here. Let me actually pause real quick. Because I want to see what else I could have maybe raided. What the fuck? There we go. So I could have raided this wood line. He's still on gold here, which is a mistake on his part. He should have came out here to secure that long ago. He shouldn't really be trying to harass me with these guys, because they're really slow. And he's getting harassed. So I feel like he should have played more defensive. He could have thought about maybe getting this town center perhaps, or this town center, and because it has hunt here, this is kind of good. Can't really protect it, but it's pretty close. So maybe getting this would have been a better move on his part. But yeah, so I could have harassed this wood line. That would have been a better choice. I am keeping an eye on this, which I think is a good idea, but I should have maybe came back down here to harass him some more. So cleaning this up, these guys go down. Getting now the Hierosphinx, which is their final upgrade, right? Because these are Cross Sphinx, yes. Hierosphinx coming in, making them even better. Look at that damage, so good. The health didn't go up, but the crush, hack damage, and speed goes up. So it makes them much faster and deal much more damage. So they're still not as good, even with both upgrades, as a Scorpion Man. Scorpion Man's still much better, but they are fast and they're good rating units. And I believe a lot cheaper, right? 150, 20 favor, as opposed to the, and I have a lot of gold, right? So that's kind of good. As opposed to the Scorpion Man, which is 200 wood, 24 favor. I was just struggling so much for monuments, so I think I should also be building more monuments, because it's only food and gold. That's maybe something I want to fix in the future. Got my first siege tower up. Feels good. Shaft mine coming in. Still a little ahead in villagers. I feel like I should be doing more harassment here. He is sending a Pegasus up here. I'm not aware this is happening, and this is going to cost me a Sphinx. Maybe even both of them. I can't remember exactly. But he's going to be sending his heroes over here to punish this. Yep, there we go. So I don't catch this immediately, unfortunately. Look at that damage. Oh my god. Oh, I do catch it fairly quickly. Good on me. Never mind. I see him harassing my priest. So I'm going to be sending these guys over to execute this Toxus. No, no, no. Okay, that's unfortunate. That was because I was looking away. Sending these camel riders over here. I want to link these guys up with the Hierosphinx to put pressure on this gold mine and to clean up these guys over here. While my main force gets ready to launch an attack. Oh, what is this? What is this? Hold on a second. Whoops. I didn't realize he was gathering from this gold mine. Look at that. How funny. This whole time. I just need to send one unit over there. They were just outside their vision. I was wondering how he was getting gold this entire time when I was locking down his only other gold mine. That's so funny. I should have put an obelisk down to watch the gold mine. That's kind of my bad. That's so funny. Oh my god. I thought he was doing way worse than he was actually. So siege tower coming in. I'm not really doing the best job microing. I'm just like, yeah. Put the siege towers in control group 3. Have them bust down the buildings. Have everything else. Just fight everything else. This is maybe a mistake, taking a lot of fire here, so I'm bringing these guys back. I just want them to basically lock down this gold mine, because I don't want him to be getting gold. Little do I know, he's getting gold down here. That's very funny. And it would have just been an easy way to just check. Hilarious. And he is coming up here to try to get this gold mine. No, he's just sending people up here to try to deny this. He goes to the heroic age, gets his bronze and his Hydra, which should be coming down here in a second. No, not quite. Just putting a lot of pressure on. He did clean up all my camel riders, which is big sad. Should be at some point here sending up some villagers to put down some barracks. Sending over a Scorpion Man, Hierosphinx, Camel Rider, just to keep an eye on that gold mine. Putting some more pressure on these guys. Getting rid of this Hydra with my priests. And just continuing to bring up the siege towers to put pressure on his town center. I'm realizing he's using more of these cavalry, so I'm trying to pepper in a little more spearmen. And behind this, I'm also grabbing Thoth to get Meteor just to really finish him off. He started gathering from this, so this cleaned that up quite nicely. I still am oblivious to the fact that he has guys over here getting some gold. I need to do a better job locking those down. Now, with the arrow fire and his villagers and the guys streaming in, I'm just kind of losing a lot here. So I think at some point I kind of back up a bit. Because I'm just losing a lot. I feel like my death ball needed to be a lot bigger. I'm just kind of trickling units in, and they're dying fairly quickly. So I'm like, cool, I need to back up right about here. I need to back up, get my death ball going. I'm like, cool, let's harass him with these guys, put some more pressure on his economy. I'm 51 villagers to 24. Took another town center. Now putting some more barracks down to really get these reinforcements up to the front lines a lot faster. Harassing. Oh, no, he killed a lot of my shit with those heroes. Very sad. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on this gold mine while pressuring these guys. Did he put any more villagers over here? No, he still has just the same amount. That's just so funny. That makes me laugh every fucking time I think about it. Now bringing in some war elephants. I thought they had crush damage, but I guess not. But they're really tanky, and they're good against buildings apparently. Even though they don't have crush, which I don't understand. Do they have a multiplier versus buildings? No idea. So there we go. I hit the mythic age. I didn't use my meteors just yet though. I feel like maybe I didn't have to because he is he's dead. I also think I maybe didn't even fucking notice just because there's so much happening and going on. I didn't even, you know, he didn't even cast fucking bronze. I swear to God he bolted something earlier, but I guess no. I'm like 99% positive he bolted something of mine. So yeah, I think the biggest mistake I made was not getting vision on this gold mine. I could have started him a lot sooner. Okay, so first big mistake is having way too many people on gold and not having enough spread out resources. Second big mistake, not having enough military production buildings, especially near the front line. It would have been even better to put these production buildings near his gold mine down here. And that also was the other mistake that I made, which is letting him get gold from this. However, I did a great job, I think, in raiding, doing the initial burst of damage to his economy with Ancestors Eclipse. What I found to be the best, like, juiciest use of that combo is finding his hunt. And now that would be, I suppose, another mistake that I can work on, which is having the initial priest obelisk around his base to understand where the key points I'm going to need to be pressuring are, and then having my second priest focus on getting relics and then obelisking around my own base. That's something that I need to practice on. The initial priest needs to find where my next gold mine and my next hunt patch are, and then immediately go to obelisk his base so I can get information. But I did a great job on raiding. Did some pretty good damage. I think about 6 villagers initially on that Ancestors Eclipse in the Heroic Age. Did some good harassment. Yeah, I think that's about it. Pretty good match. He was a little bad-mannered in the chat at the end, complaining about how, like, oh, you know, you should have finished me a lot earlier. And you know what? You're right, bro. But that's why we're here. That's why we're in the war room, to learn from our mistakes. So, GG's, regardless of the energy that you're bringing to the table. I had a great time. I learned a lot. And this was a lot of fun. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in episode 3.